That's fair, and it's a pretty good hand on the White Wing side. There's Hopeful Initiate on one, Talia, or Intrepid Adversary on two, more likely Talia, because, it's Talia. Why not play her on
Yeah.
turn two? And the follow up on, a red guaranteed with the third land, both Archon of Area or Lit Spellbinder could be huge here.
Yeah. I mean, these are great draws from blue white, but this is the best draw possible
Yeah, it's the best draw
from
possible.
white.
Also, the Mulligan on five definitely punch it. We also gonna see some scenario
Oh,
here.
oh,
Oh, the scar is huge here.
oh my God.
Dunscar is huge here because the blue white control, by being double colored deck only, is able to play around the Archon of Emeria, uh,
Four,
untapped clause,
seven.
when you are able to just ignore
And
that and go Doomscar for four. And also, main board, there is one Star in Hand Unleashed, but there are four Doomscars, so it's a lot more likely the fourth card is Doomscar, and the White Wing player has to consider that when sequencing.
yeah, since it's revealed, it's a pretty big deal. So, I mean, I think this is just an attack. I think I think putting a lord down probably it'll put him down to
Three,
11, but I think it's
six,
bad.
eight, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely bad. Because if the card is Star Unleashed, the best your opponent will be able to do is a 4/4 Angel, which you're still pressuring for damage and also has an Angel in hand to deal with. So
Exactly.
you'll have to consider it Stone Scar.
Dang.
Yeah, and here comes the sweeper.
That's a good draw.
Yeah, they don't have the guaranteed fourth land by the next turn, but they definitely can play Legend Angel here. And point is,
I think
they
I
know
I think you just played the
they
Archon.
yeah, so you don't have to face an Inreef there because the White Ring knows there is a Genjo plus Inreef in hand. So by playing Archon, you give yourself one extra turn to attack with, and also one extra turn to draw your fourth land and don't have to waste the Genjo because they are legendary here. So dropping, you could actually play the four drop. Whoa, Weather Emperor here is huge for the blue white control decks. Then maybe
Oh
we're
my
not
god.
even at game one. That game one in favor of White Wing.
I mean, I gave blue white the match, so either way I'm happy. I'm happy either way.
Yeah, here on the White Wing side, I don't think you go different than Attack Legend Angel. I mean, Talia would force the Wonder Emperor here, force the blue white to move it, but also it
Being able to
would
predict
not
that
be a
is
great block. If
impossible.
you go Angel, you can go Intrepid on the next turn and force through the hit, right?
Yeah. I like the angel. I think it's the play. But
Yeah, talk situation for the white team here. They had the perfect curve, and that Doomscar really mm,
I don't like this play at
drop.
all.
Yeah, this is the play I like the least too as well. I can understand going for Talia here, but this Intrepid just leaves you extremely punished by the Rift on the next turn, and you know Rift's coming. And here comes the Wonder Emperor all over again, punishing their Count of Ameria, getting the blue white control to 9 life. I think now it's time for Inri to hit play. Inri, extra counter, and just take over from. Also, see how powerful and might is the dragon animation too. That's certainly threatening to the opponent.
Yeah,
And
this is looking pretty good. Oh, I hate this.
yeah, I don't like this play either. It, it's a very safe spot for the One Emperor here. It's not like the White Wind plays haste critters or anything. It
Yeah,
kind
you
of
also know,
ended good because they draw Skyclave, so now the Skyclave is dead. But uh,
but if they
I
played a
didn't
Skyclave,
like.
you would have been happy. You've been like they did nothing.
Yeah,
They upgrade. They
exactly.
upgrade. You would be like they upgraded my Planeswalker into a 4/4. We'd all genuinely be happy. Wait, why didn't they block?
Yeah, I don't. I don't understand the attack and not using. Yeah, they didn't have mana for the march, but I don't like the attack either because
Oh, they can't. They
now,
can't block. They can't block because they could eat the Lord.
hmm, yeah, that's right. The entrapped adversary and then Legend Ranger would be 4-3. We can use the Tyrant card too as well because it's been a long tournament, definitely. Uh, but yeah, that was the line.
No. Mm, this is. I mean, this game is certainly not over yet. Life totals are still questionable. Oh man, the negate. If the negate got to happen, that would be beautiful.
I think it will get to happen because this scenario it's less likely to get countered now because it's less cards and less mana open. And also, you can play around Juari by going tap a Genjo, drop another Genjo, and place the Wonder Emperor to exile the dragon. But that
There's no
still
way I
leaves you
would
punished.
play. Yeah.
And Disdainful
Oh
Stroke.
yeah.
There are 4 counters that could hit the Emperor here.
I mean, I like the. Mm, you know that there's negate as well, and negate is practically a dead card. I mean, I think you can play the Legion Angel. I like the Legion
Yeah,
Angel.
that setups flying little if you somehow handle the dragon or if your opponent attack with dragon again. And also makes with the Emperor possible to attack with the Legend Angels and use the +1/+1 first strike counter. And also play around at least negate here. Specifically negate doesn't play around this Disdainful Stroke, but I think going for Talia or Skyclave here, it it's you know pretty weak.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, they drew theirs.
Yeah, Legend Ranger was huge here. Legend Ranger is huge here because they can now make their own army of angels, and if the game stalls, the memory delusion card advantage from blue white could take over. But this is definitely taking different paths indeed. Like the game was definitely not over, and we are now seeing it could break from either sides to either sides, depending on good draws or sequence of not so good draws. And the play here for the white wing is very tugs, and because I can see it going. If go for Skyclave makes the sky attacks better, but can also set more angels, but can also play the Talia. So
I mean,
um,
I like this play
he
from our
attacks
opponent.
the opponent.
Oh, whoa! Wait, why didn't they take the Doomscar?
Because they
They
can't
need a land
in
drop.
flyers. I think with the fairy, it's okay to not keep the Dawn Scar.
Oh, with Teferi, I mean Teferi is so good here. It's kind of ridiculous how good it is here. It honestly is like a cheat code here.
He's thinking of attacking here, or maybe, yeah, if he goes for Skyclave, he could attack and leave opponent at one by sacrifice one angel.
Yeah.
Nah, but
Uh, I don't think it's that great, especially when you have like an emperor, which helps you trade or just minus on it.
yeah, the point is making sure you. Yeah, I think the White Wing players here complete thinking, how do I try to snake this Wandering Emperor? Because by having Legend Angel, if you do not drop Legend Angel, it makes you obvious you have the Emperor, so the opponent's not letting the shields down. But at the same time, the most you wait to develop with Emperor, you also give more time for Locaro to set up his own lighting, his own Ledger Angels as well, and also another draw cards with like the Memory Deluge or the Deferring Hands, or even other more subtle ways of card advantage like the Restoration of a Genjo Saga, sometimes even Hull Breaker Horror that would be game winning by the point it's drawn.
I honestly would have considered um the board wipe there.
The safe, as real safe, right?
Because after when you board wipe, you're in a pretty safe position.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean,
I think he always wants to leave the counter open. Like he could play double spell with Teferi plus something else, but always have the counter open. And actually, this Wandering Pair line, I think this is enough to finish the game because the Wandering Pair will get countered, and also, the creatures will be destroyed. No, it's little actually, with the 4/4 Skyclave leaves plus the Storm Howl Giants. That's little.
yep. Let's go. Blue white. Let's go. Teams
It's
teams
another piece of
in.
little here. Oops.
Let's go.
I love those oops moment. Oops, I use blockhead emotes on Arena, but
Oh
I
my
would definitely
god.
use the most. It's the better.
Why? Why not kill them?
Uh,
I
at
was
least they
on your
noticed the
side.
mistake.
Yeah. Oh, you think it was on accident?
No, I don't think it was intentional. I think it was
Okay.
only oops. That would be a whole next level of provoking if it was intentional.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's another missed little.
That's a that's a lot of mislethals in it. God. I will say on the draw, there's no way I would ever keep in disdainful stroke against mono white on the draw. I'll never.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. This name for stroke is not a great card actually, but it can hit both Legend Angel and the Wandering Emperor. The point is, it's kind of hard to counter the Wandering Emperor because she has Flash, so it's not like you're getting
Yeah,
the most of, you know,
her
it's already a situational card, and you're trying to hit one card that i- it's also hard to get hit by counters, so it doubles down on being hard to effectively use.
Hermit is the card that should be replacing Disdainful Stroke specifically. So once you have it like that, when you're making your board plan, it just makes sense because there's only one Legion Angel, right? The main card that you're bringing it in for is the Wandering Emperor.
Yeah, and
So
also negate could hit more stuff, or even just try to not depend that much on counters. That works too. I like going down or even completely cutting my counters when I'm playing blue control decks against aggro, and I would play like a big mid range, just deploy creatures, block, use removal spells. If they get greedy and overextend, you punish them with the sweepers. That's how I like to approach those matchups. So that's also a personal distaste on having this Disdainful Stroke there.
yeah, they keep porting out the saga that ramps them when it's the exact card you want every time you mulligan. It's like it's a 3 mana card that creates a threat that they can't beat, as well as ramps you, as well as gets you the planes in the first place. I don't
Yeah,
know. I feel like it's
I think White Wing has to play another threat here. They can't. I think with this pressure, we'll give plenty of time of Blue White to go to in Heath play. But at the same time, if they deploy another threat, it's 100% sure Dunscar is coming. And again, it's for Dunscar against one star and High Unleashed that is likely to be sided out. So White Wing has to consider the Dunscar. Would you play the third creature? And if you would play it,
no,
which one would you choose?
no, 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 no. You don't play anything because let's say you draw that fourth land. That means you get to go Thalia, one drop, and that's so good. That card is literally army in a can right now, and putting that on the board against something that you know about and know that they can cast it is just bad.
Yeah, the Duskar is 100% because you use the
Ah,
Duskar, get rid of it, and also already use your Reaper before playing the Dragon. But Legend Angel
yeah,
here, okay, it makes board, it attacks. There's a Talia to
yes,
punch the interactive hand.
but at the same time, it's a one for one threat. You know, what do you do if they
Mm-hmm.
draw Wandering Emperor or they have something like this? Right, your last turn could have been one drop, two drop, right? And this turn would have looked like the worst nightmare, right?
Yeah, this is the kind of arena tricks we were talking before, because the White Wing knows 100% there is March of Otherworld likely by the way the priorities are stopping on the blue white side. So he's very unlikely to be activating that main lane, I guess.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's not good for them because they're flooding.
Yeah, the pressure is still coming because
In
he
response,
will play
oh my
another.
god! In response to that, they should activate an attack. It boosts up the
But
pressure so much.
yeah, but opponents still at 18. I think I like playing Elijah Angel before going for extra activations. This Wandering Peril was also a great draw on the White Wing side, so even after the sweeper, we are seeing White Wing recover both board presence and cards resource themselves. Legend Angel definitely has to be the, if you had to choose one card for this top 8 tournament, I'm pointing Legend Angel because the card's doing so much for everyone so far. There's still games to be
Yep.
played, but so far the card has been done a lot for many different players.
I completely agree. I played four this weekend as well. Three in the side, one in the main. Card is so good.
Yeah. How is this played, Edo? Why? When would you want to play 1 and 3, and when would you want to play 2 and 2 on Legend Angel?
When would you want to play two and two? It depends on the matchup, right? Like for example, if you're playing against a gold spend dragon matchup, you want to play two and two for sure, right? You want because that's like a matchup where they could have like deal three damage, right? And you just want to create as many like layers to stop them, right? Also, do you have more cards in your hand, or is that the first threat you're playing, right? First, like big threat.
Yeah, because Legend Angel played different roles on both. On White Wing, it's a curve topper, for finishing some games
Yeah,
after your first arm of creature was handled. But on a mid
yeah.
range, like the Orzhov you play it, it's definitely like a role player, something you play before you deploy stronger cards or more important cards for your strategy. Because on a mid range deck, Legend Angel is, just a support card.
Well, I think that in when you're playing Orzov specifically, you can also bring it back, so it has less importance than it does in this matchup, right? Like in this matchup, they need the Legion Angel to resolve. If it got Disdainful Stroke, they're gone forever, right? But with the Orzhov shell, you don't care if it dies or lives because there's so many ETB effects, etc., etc. And you're trying to create an atmosphere where you don't care about what happens to your creatures because you sacrifice any creature anyways to draw two cards and make a treasure. So
Yeah, that's
it's
interesting,
just more
definitely.
about more about like the archetype itself, but every scenario is different for sure.
Yeah, and also when you play 1 and 3, you're definitely making some matchups possible 2 and 2, right? You're not like
Oh
sticking to 3 forever.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, this is a talk
uh
spot for the blue white because the white queen cards is just generating not only pressure but a steady flow of cards. They were even able to ignore Teferi here, and also I don't think there is a line where the blue white control survives no matter what they find here. Because if they
yeah,
go with Ender, with Endering Terror, yeah, Doom Scar, they dead too as
they're
well.
dead.
So, like all the finals should be, we going for a game 3 here, Unseated,
Game three.
guys. So we have White Wing against Blue White Control. Now the Blue White Control will be on the play for the first time.
Please board out disdainful stroke for God's sake.
Yeah,
I
but
hate it.
there's the concept of Magic when you be end up being a bit of results oriented, like I lost to Elijah Angel now, so I should bring disdainful stroke so I don't lose to it again. Sometimes people are have some bias on that.
Oh yeah. Don't get me like started on that. That's like you have to unteach people that, right? You have to unteach like literally I'll lose like I'll be playing, right? I'll be like 20-0 and I'll lose to one deck and everybody will be like, that's the most broken deck ever. And we're like, that person was an 87% mythic.
Yeah.
Like you're just being results oriented. I've lost to a deck, so now you think that deck is good. That's not how it works. I try to explain to them like it's like you're gonna be like a good deck is actually gonna be bad against the random stuff. You want to be trying to meta game towards like people are gonna be playing this deck, and that's why I played Orzov because I was like, okay, Sacrifice Shell lines up really well against Mono White, so I should just play that, right? And the one Mono White player I lost to made top 8, right? And it was a crazy game, but the rest of them I beat them pretty easily. How's this looking?
Yeah, even even a 7:30 matchups. I like to think that even 7:30 matchups. Sometimes you are on the third. Sometimes that happens in a tournament. Sometimes you are the 30% likely to win the game, and you end up winning a matchup on a tournament when it matters the most. So that's some kind of the beauty on this matchup lottery.
Yeah, that's for sure. I do have my reservations about that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. Like
Yeah.
the mana issue. I think that I would design a format where every person starts with um a basic mana source of like the respective land that they play in their deck. Like for example, mono white, you take up you always start with one plains in your hand of the 7. And for blue white, you always start with a plains and an island in your hand. So you only draw 7 cards, but 2 of them are already pre-decided. So with the
That's
5 color
interesting.
deck, you would start with 5 basics. The reason
I could
why is
definitely see they
because
doing that on Midweek Magic here on Arena. Like the
I
those
wish they would do
different
it.
formats they do. It would be fun, but at the same time, that there is this consensus, that people think they like to watch Magic and they like to watch these huge games and everything because it's unpredictable because it has variance, RNG, and all this randomness. Like the mono white just draw a billion lands in a row and is attacking two with crawling barons because
Yeah.
it's part of Magic, and people like sometimes to watch those randomness taking over. I mean,
Well,
as
I think
someone
it's
who plays competitive,
we don't
yeah, I like to watch high level games being played and skill mattering everything. But it's something people sometimes diverge on.
well, I don't think it's that people want from what I've learned, not even only about myself, but people don't know what they want, right? For example, when Facebook or Twitter changes the way their interface, right? People the first day are
Yeah,
always like, we hate it, change it back. It and then 1 week later they're like, oh my god, it's so much better. Obviously on Arena when they make those changes, it's terrible. But I'm talking about in majority of the time when these tech companies do it, people are like, I'm glad that they made these changes. They made it for a reason. So people don't understand on a basic fundamental level like how a game could be improved because they just don't have that knowledge or skill set, right? But us who've been playing for a really long time or other people just have uh can assess it differently and can play out the games differently, right? Like can you imagine if damage on the stack was still around? Do you think that would have been great for
yeah,
the game?
yeah. I don't think it would. I think the game's a
Right? Or
lot.
the old
Many
mulligan
of
rule?
the Yeah, I have my reservations with the mulligan rule, especially on older formats. But
Yeah.
for basic standard and especially limited gameplay, it was a lot better. And yeah, we have
Legendary
sometimes to
rule.
give a bit more credit to Wizards of the Coast when they make some decisions, because we seem like we know everything and they know nothing. But who owns a game that's like 30 years of a lot of money and profit success?
I mean, that's 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 on both of us, right? Like like Magic had its moments where it was not going to survive, right? And in those moments, you know, people took risks on buying stores, right? And opening up card shops, right? Like it wasn't all digital, right? So if those things didn't happen, then I don't think Magic would have been able to get to this point where it was able to build
Yeah,
Moto
and
and then build
yeah,
Arena.
when we
Like
have
if
the winner here, Zen, actually, Mono White didn't survive a lot of lands in a row. And we have Lucas Dusek on Azorius Control as our champion